standards in your life. You set some rules and some strategies. Listen, everybody look up here. Stop talking. Listen, I need you to hear this. There are some statistics that are proven today in the United States of America, and they are alarming statistics. How many of you have ever heard about the cookie jar? No cookie jar. Do you know what your cookies are? I do know that, right? Keep folks out the cookie jar. You know what I'm talking about? Listen. Thank you. You have to know your boundaries. Listen, ladies, I gotta hit it real quick. I just need you to get this. I need you to get this. When you go out, you're old enough to date, you're old enough to have boyfriends, you're old enough to have friends. Listen. Keep the friends out the cookie jar. Do you understand that? I'm going to let Gina give some statistics. These statistics are alarming. Alarming. That means that some of the diseases that are going around today, you cannot cure them. Before you go out on your date, you need to have a structure. You need to have strategies. Lay your foundation. Get your structure. Know what you're going to do before you get there. Don't let it jump up on you. Because if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. You will end up with a baby. You will end up with AIDS. You will end up with an STD. You will end up in a position where you do not want to be. That is very important. If you want to be successful in life, you have to maintain the structure and the strategy. Gina.
Yes, and Jada is absolutely right, y'all. This is very, very serious because as we're talking about foundation and structure, there are certain things that will crack our foundation and destroy our structures. So if you're not aware of the statistics, then you might not be ready for it when it happens. So it might be all in fun at first, but when you hear some of these statistics, it's kind of alarming. It says about 32 million adolescent females, so that's between the ages of 13 and 19, in the United States are infected with one of the popular STDs, and that is HPV, chlamydia, HIV, AIDS, and 32 million, y'all. So that means that there are a lot of us that are out there who are carrying diseases because of some of the decisions that we made. Now, the most common, and they call it STD or STI, was cancer and genital warts, or AKA HPV, followed by chlamydia. And among the teenage girls who had an STI, 15% had more than one. And that's just young women, y'all. All right, by race, African American teenage girls had the highest prevalence with an overall STI prevalence of 48%. 20% among both whites, that's more than whites or Mexican Americans. Also, overall, approximately half of all teens in the study reported ever having had sex. Among these girls, the STI prevalence was 40%. And get this, guys. Basically, if y'all only had sex one time, it only takes one time to get this. So among the people who had sex one time, over 50% have contracted an STI. That's over half, and that's off of one time. We're just saying make a choice. We'll make the right choice that will not affect your structure or your foundation. Half of everybody in here, that's just like saying that half of you are already carrying a disease. That is very, very sad. I'm just trying to give you an understanding of what that means. This is very, very serious. So before you decide
you to a place where you have to make a decision, all we're saying is think about it first. Just stop and think about it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. And I'm going to go out on a limb here and say, even if you do it 9 times out of 10, it ain't that good anyway. I'm telling the truth. Y'all know for y'all who have been there, you know I'm telling the truth. So think about it. It's not worth the risk. Now, let me ask you this. If you had the opportunity to do what we're doing today, would you do it? Yes. Absolutely. You know why? Because we've been blessed to be able to travel all over the world to talk to beautiful young ladies like yourself. We've had the opportunity to be in magazines and on the cover of magazines and be in awesome fashion shows. That's what we do. But I tell you one thing. If you don't make the proper decisions in life, you will never be successful. You have to start at your age. My mom used to always tell me, believe, let me get it right. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. Read up. This is interactive. Believe half of what you see and none of what you hear. This is the next point that we want to make, and then we're going to move on. We're going to give you guys a chance to ask questions. Just know this. When you're in relationships with other girls, relationships with other guys, communication is key. Not that kind of relationship. I ain't talking about that. Communication is key. The reason why they say believe none of what you hear is because 9 times out of 10, if somebody tells you something, they lying. Remember, my mom used to always say this, a dog that will bring a bone will take a bone. What? That basically says don't stop gossiping. We love, ladies, listen, we love to gossip. Maintain your focus. I want to do this really quick, and I'm going to use these 3 ladies up here. Have you guys ever heard of the telephone game? Yes. Do you know, listen to this. If I say something, and I just want you to understand this, if I say something, by the time it gets to Gina, and Gina interprets that, and then it gets to Antoinette has misinterpreted what Gina said and had double misinterpreted what I said. Then, by the time it gets to Charmel don't know what we just said. That's how it is in life. So, how can I get mad at Gina or get mad at Charmel, especially because she misunderstood what I said? Next thing you know, we fight. Next thing you know, we want to take our earrings off and get out the Vaseline and we'll pull our hair in a ponytail and get to go through all of that. In essence, we want to be ghetto.
Oh, how do you think everything went?
I think you said it was broke. I mean, dead.
I am taping right now. I have a little time. So can you answer the question?
Everything was wonderful. It was absolutely wonderful. Everybody did a great job. I think the girls were extremely receptive. They learned a lot. And we only had a short period of time, so we had to cram a lot of information into about less than 30 minutes, really, because by the time they all came in, got settled and situated and simmered down, then we were on the clock. But aside from that, it was great. We had a really good time. Jada Collins.
I second that. We had a really good time. The girls were beautiful. They were receptive, and we hope to have many more of those sessions to come.
Amen. Thanks for driving, Charmel.
Oh, no problem. I think everything was great. I had a lot of fun.
She just
The
left
girls
us.
were
Left
very-
the tour, y'all. She just left us.
Oh, I'm still there in spirit. I love you guys. If you need me, feel free to call.
Yes,
I'm there
because
always.
Charmel, I put the word in Charmel's ear about what we were trying to do with the BU Foundation. And Charmel got right up on it and called the Bibles, and they were the ones who helped us make this day happen. So,
Go,
thanks,
Charmel. She's
thanks,
having road
Charmel.
rage right now, but that's okay.
I got a little road rage. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Pardon the rage.
Right, don't cut,
Edit.
right. Ixnay on the
It's all about touching lives. It's all about making it happen and affecting our communities positively.